Alright, we're going to take a look at a genuine US MRE. This one is menu number 19, beef patty, jalapeno pepper jack. It's made by the Tobacco Company. And it has a date code on it of 4086, meaning that it was packed on the 86th day of 2014. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's inside of this one. Here we have our beef patty, grilled jalapeno pepper jack's flavor. And we have I guess this is the cardboard sleeve for that. So in this one we have all the ingredients. There's a lot of ingredients in this. And also the nutrition facts. And as a side, which I guess is basically actually the dessert, we have a cherry blueberry cobbler. And here's the information on that in this little piece of cardboard. You have the ingredients for that. And the nutrition facts. And we have wheat snack bread twin pack. And to put on that we have cheese spread. We have a chocolate chip cookie, cocoa beverage powder, flameless ration heater, our standard spoon, and an accessory pack. So this one is going to include a lemonade beverage base powder, salt, toilet paper, moist towelette, chewing gum, and these interesting packets of ketchup and mustard. Alright, here's everything that we're getting in this menu number 19. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'm going to go ahead and heat up the beef patty. And since this is a small entree, I'm going to attempt to also heat up the cherry blueberry cobbler. I'm going to go ahead and put this into the sleeve. And rather than mess with trying to put a second pouch into the flameless ration heater, I'm just going to actually put the cobbler on the other side of the heating element. And we'll give that about 10-15 minutes to heat up. Here's our real dessert, the chocolate chip cookie, which is one big chocolate chip cookie. And then we have our wheat snack bread twin pack. And basically we just have a couple beverages. Cocoa beverage powder is going to take 6 ounces of water. Give that a good shake. The lemonade beverage base calls for 20 ounces of water. Give that a good shake. Alright, and that flameless ration heater seemed to work quite well. This is the first time I've ever had one of these warm. I've always just had them cold. And I also threw the cheese spread in there for a couple minutes just to heat that up a little bit. We'll start off with the cobbler. It actually goes across the long way, which is pretty good for if you're going to be eating it out of the pouch. Yeah, it smells good. It almost smells like... You know, it actually almost smells like it's fermenting a little bit. I hope it's okay. Alright, now it's time to make up our cheeseburger. I'm just going to put it right onto our wheat snack bread. Alright, and let's dress that up a little bit with some cheese and some ketchup and mustard. sure that's partially because of the fact that I heated it, but it's not really a great consistency on that cheese. I did knead it before heating it and kneaded it some more after, and it kind of has this sort of clotted, clumpy look to it. Hopefully it's alright. The Heinz ketchup and the Heinz mustard. Let's go ahead and try this out. One last look before we put the cover on. There's our jalapeno cheeseburger. And you know what, I actually did want to try the beef patty on its own before we start. Almost forgot to do that. Yeah, that's good. It's very similar to the old beef patty, obviously. It's basically the same thing with a bunch of stuff added. And when you first bite into it, that's what it tastes like. And then you get that kick from the jalapeno pepper jack. And it definitely does have some kick to it. Let's try this out. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wheat snack bread definitely is not a hamburger bun. And it does taste like that wheat snack bread taste. But the fact that it's these two thin ones, it's a lot better than having two full-sized wheat snack breads. You can kind of see in there, you can see how processed that beef is, but it's a little juicy, and it's got the peppers hanging out in there. It's pretty good, it's pretty tasty. But I suppose we should check everything else out before we do finish this up. Since the cobbler is heated, I do want to get to that before it gets too cold. And it does have basically like a crust, the part that makes it a cobbler. I think that's what this is. This could be, I don't know, it's hard to tell, everything kind of looks the same. But I think we got some of the little cobbler part in here along with some of the berries. That's pretty good. It does seem like it may be getting towards the end of its life. It's starting to show some signs of tasting a little bit off, like it's, like as I said before, almost like it's starting to ferment a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be bad. Of course, as I said, this is basically, if you do this as a burger, the only thing you need a spoon for. Let's try this old standby, the cocoa beverage powder. And that's always good. It's pretty standard, kind of plain. Basically, if you have it cold like this, it tastes like chocolate milk. If you have it hot, it tastes like hot cocoa. And that leads us to our other dessert, the cookie. You can see it's got some pretty good chunks of chocolate in there. And that certainly seems to taste fresh for being 5 years old. It's got plenty of crunch left to it. Yeah, there's a good view of the chocolate you're getting with this. Pretty generous. And it does seem worth dipping this a little bit extra chocolate. Doesn't hurt. Yep, that's a nice touch too. And then the lemonade. I always find it nice when they give you lemonade. It's kind of something a little bit different. And it's not all that great. I mean, it does taste like a lemonade from a mix, which is what it is, from a powder. But it's not really terribly refreshing. It seems to have quite a little bit of the packaging taste, maybe a little bit. I guess overall, the thing to report, this has been a good meal, but it does seem like everything may be suffering a little bit from the age. It's 5 years old, which shouldn't be a huge problem, and I don't know how well it was stored, but there does seem to be minor signs indicating that. The beef patty seems to be fine, but the cheese spread, I said it's a little bit on the clumpy side. It seems like that might be getting towards the end of its life. And it's almost like a lot of these things are showing some signs of age. The cheese is really the only thing wrong with this. The cookie tastes fine, but just the fact that it's crumbling like this, it seems like it's showing some signs of age. And the cobbler, I can't really tell. I think it's fine, but it just doesn't taste totally fresh. It tastes a little bit like something's going on there. And actually the same thing with the lemonade. You wouldn't really expect a problem with a beverage-based powder. But as I said, the powder was kind of solid in the little pouch there, so, you know, whatever that says. The cocoa beverage seems to be just fine. It seems to be the best thing in here. But that was a look at a genuine US MRE, menu number 19, beef patty jalapeno pepper jack from 2014. Thank you for watching.